PYX 106.
It's 1-800-LAW-1010, 1-800-LAW-1010.com. Friend of the program, Paul Harding from Martin Harding Mazzotti. Welcome to the show, sir.
Good morning, guys.
Paul, this distracted driver law, which would allow cops here in New York to examine cell phones, is this? I mean, I know
with
it's
a Textalyzer or something. It's like a breathalyzer for a phone.
But are we putting this under the same umbrella that we're putting the San Bernardino cell phones in?
Good question. Good question. I don't know.
Well, there's been some indication that some of the technology used in that situation or attempted there is what they've employed here. Here it is. But they're saying, and again, this is what the early analysis is on this statute, that the information they gather will only show if the person was texting or otherwise using their phone prior to the crash. It would not have any information regarding contacts, phone numbers, pictures, and other things that the Fourth Amendment would not allow. So, tricky question.
So, yeah, how do they tell, and how do they create this thing that goes back only so far? If they can get in, they should be able to get everything.
Yeah,
it makes sense to me.
I'm still struggling with my Apple TV, trying to get that working in my house. So the idea that they could go in and just allegedly they have such a thing, but certainly people who oppose this are going to be attacking it on that level.
All right, so is this only something that they would use if there was a crash? Like they couldn't pull you over and assume you were a distracted driver because you were texting and driver. Can they check instantly on the side of the road kind of thing?
Yeah. The police would then be equipped with an app, actually, that would somehow allow them to put the phone near it and then be able to determine whether something was done. But, yeah, it's a roadside deal. Anything beyond that, as it is now, requires a warrant.
But so this doesn't require a warrant. But aren't they searching? Isn't it a form of a search?
Sure is. But what they're saying is, hey, listen, the Fourth Amendment right of protection, it certainly is something that is going to be kept and is valid, but there's such a community need for this information right away, information that otherwise might be lost relative to the injuring of someone, that we think this is an exception to the Fourth Amendment.
Paul, how afraid do we as citizens need to be for our rights and and how transparent, we have to be these days? Are we going down the road of a black box in every car, that every phone hooks up to every black box, and everything that we do in our own car is documented for post crash or post getting pulled over?
Yeah. Well, we can't deny the fact that a large number of accidents are a result of people using their phone. They're texting, they're surfing the web, they're checking emails. So, with that, on the flip side, you've got lots of families and lots of individual victims who've suffered through this. So the more that the argument is, listen, we're here to protect the U.S. citizens, the less rights that we'll perceive we have. But that's always the question: is how far do you go? And at some point, you've gone too far. Therefore, we're going to pull back on that. And so right now, it's proposed legislation. No one else in the country is doing this. Whether it even gets through the legislature, we'll have to wait and see.
Well, what's the process like? How do we find out? Does this take a long time?
Well, it took about 5 years for legislation for the holding your cell phone, right? You can go hands-free, but holding your cell phone in your car. It took 5 years to get through. They're saying, it could take several years for this to pass, but they do see eventually something coming out of it.
I'm sure that Adam Rapika is right on this. I'm sure he's covering this right now. Get him. Too soon? Too soon?
Stay far away from that, Paul. I will say this: my father-in-law visiting in town yesterday from Vermont.
Yeah.
Pulled over because he checked the time on his cell phone while driving.
Okay.
So they pulled him over for that, but then when they walked up to the car, they got him for not having a seatbelt on.
Oh, for God's sake. He doesn't wear a seatbelt.
This ain't Vermont, you hippie.
Oh, my God.
This is New York.
Yeah.
Thanks for the time, Paul.
1-800-LAW-1010, 1-800-LAW-1010.com. Paul Harding, thanks, my friend.
No, thanks, guys.
Quinn and Cantera, mornings on PYX 106.